Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So this video marks the beginning of week number 35 in this road to 100k realized return challenge. So the market began this week in a very positive way. I haven't had time to catch up on the news today. I had quite a hectic day, but fact of the matter is there is a strong recovery in the stock market today. At this moment, as we speak, the trading session for options on ETFs has just closed, as you can see here, and this option just expired worthless because the strike price was 493 and the index, the QQQ, rather, finished today at 490.57. So these calls will not be exercised by their buyer, and so this is just money in our pocket. But as things stands at the moment, due to this strong appreciation that we had, these calls only became valued at 1 cent, or became available to buy it back at 1 cent very late in the session. And also because of the distance between the strike price and the share price, the risk was far too great to buy back these calls and sell new ones with a lower strike price, because selling new calls with a lower strike price, that means that the distance between the current stock price and the new strike would be far too close, far too narrow. And so the chance that we would be assigned the shares if we do not revert the position simply was not worth the risk. And so I decided not to roll over this position, leave it as it is, let it die, and we just pocket the premium. That's it. Now, another interesting story is that, as you can see, there are no calls here. I didn't sell any calls today on Pfizer, and the reason was that the market, even in pre-trading, before the market opened, Pfizer basically went against the the whole momentum of the market. And if my memory serves me correctly, I think it opened the trading day basically at this price, which the price which currently is, which is 26.10. And yeah, actually, as you can see, it opened at 26.14, and as soon as the market opened, of course, it had this pull up, but the way it was at this time, I was not able to put the position because I could only access the market a little bit later. But as you can see, the market the price simply came down further and further down, and only now recovered. But because of that, because the market the stock price came down by some margin, but selling the calls would mean that the premium collected would be relatively low. And I'm pretty much hopeful that the stock price will recover a little bit to, for example, 26.15, 26.20, just like it did here. And so I decided to input the order anyway. As you can see here, I had put an order to sell 28 contracts with a strike price of 26.5, but these were not filled up because I put a limit on of 17 cents per share. But it never came to be by the time I put the order. And so this order is just a day. It's just gonna last today. It will disappear today, and so tomorrow I am going to place basically another similar order like this one and hope it fills out. Because the reason I'm hopeful that the stock will recover is basically it went against the trend. Such a strong day for the stock market today, and the Pfizer shares basically went the opposite way. And by the pure momentum of the market, the stock in most cases would not go down in this way. So I believe that it is possible that the stock recovers by tomorrow or even Wednesday. And even though we will lose a little bit of time value on these calls, the difference in the share price still plays a bigger effect, and so the price of the calls will rise if the share price will rise as well. So let's wait to see what the market does to the Pfizer shares tomorrow, and hopefully we will be able to sell our calls at a higher price, and so we will be able to collect a bigger premium out of these shares, which is also important. But yeah, things stands at the moment. This is our trade for today. Just for record keeping, let's just close out this trade here. So we basically let this option expire worthless. It expired, so we added $50 to our realized gains. Of course, the return is only a meager 11.5% annualized, which is not great, but this is the best that we could do. We still have the unrealized appreciation on the QQQ shares, which is also important because the best scenario would be that progressively we can still sell the calls, but the price of the shares would still recover day by day. And yeah, we will have to wait and see what happens, especially with the big day coming soon, April the 2nd, in which the day in which U.S. President Donald Trump is expected to announce whether how he's going to respond to the retaliation of countries which were targeted by his initial round of tariffs. And so this is going to be a big day, because I suppose the market will have big moves at that time, and probably there's going to be a higher volatility in the days leading up to it, which we hope that it won't disturb the market too much, because as we sell options, we prefer lower volatility conditions. So we will just try to go through that period as unscattered as possible, and while still raking in the profits. But so far this is it, and of course there will be more trades this week, as you can imagine, because the QQQ expires every day and we still have to sell the calls on Pfizer shares. For sure we will sell calls, we will just try to sell not at the current price. But so far this is it, and feel free to leave your comments and questions in the comment section below. I'm also available on LinkedIn in case you want to make any comments or ask any questions privately, and also of course feel free to like the video and subscribe to the channel, and we'll reconvene next weekend to see how the trades went, and to close out this week 35 on this challenge. And yeah, I'll see you there.